Hi folks, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm cooking traditional Guyanese curry with Fizal. This sensationally savory recipe was passed to him from his great-great-grandfather in Guyana and now has become a staple in his multi-generational home here in Canada. My name is Polly. Growing up, my family didn't spend much time cooking together, and I never inherited a cookbook of time-honored recipes. So I'm on a mission to meet everyday people from the community and learn the amazing stories behind their cherished recipes in order to build a cookbook that one day I can pass on. Welcome to Generation Kitchen.
So I grew up in Guyana, South America, and the recipe is basically handed down from my great-grandparents, like last few generations. They came from India, so they brought the curry factor to South America. My parents were struggling as we were growing up, so we had to kind of live not very lavishly. When I remember the days when I was a kid, when my mom would make chicken as an example, that was a special occasion. You feel like it was a treat, more or less. It's a taste, I think, that it's different. It's not a very common thing to have. Like you can't go in a restaurant here and order Guyanese chicken curry. So it's something that it's not very readily available at your fingertips. But overall, it's a dish that, it's very simple to make. It's easy to teach someone how to make, so it doesn't get lost because it's complicated. They can pick it up very easily, and it continues that way.
What do we do first?
So the first thing we'll do is cut up the potatoes.
Okay.
And then we'll get into chopping up some chicken, and we'll put some rice to boil, and then we'll get into the actual cooking.
Amazing, okay.
Yeah. So for this, we're not going to peel. That's a nice new potato. We'll take off this little piece here.
Okay.
Then we'll chop it up in probably 6 or 8 pieces.
Okay. How big do they need to be?
Probably about an inch.
Okay.
Inch in size. That's probably a good size right there. So we'll put that in some water.
Perfect.
And then we'll use that for the curry later on.
Wonderful. All right, so what's next?
Then we'll chop up our chicken.
Okay.
We also have some boneless that we're going to use in the curry as well. So this one has a little bit of fat, so we'll take a little bit of the excess fat out so we don't have too much of that in the curry.
Okay. Does that change the flavor at all? Or
just from a health perspective,
of course.
Chicken tends to be a little fatty, so we just
trim it off.
Trim off some of the fat, some of the skin as well. And we want to keep it sanitary as possible.
So you're just chopping right through the bone. You're keeping it in?
Right through the bone. That's why I got this big knife here.
And why are you doing that?
Well, the bone is, I don't like just the flesh part, because the bone, I think, adds a lot of flavor to the curry.
Okay.
And as you eat, you kind of bite through the flesh, and the bone is, you're not eating bone, but it gives a lot of flavor to the food.
Awesome. What's your earliest memory of eating this dish?
Well, as a kid growing up, this is something that we've had special occasions. My mom would make this, somebody's birthday or Christmas or Easter. Chicken curry is one of the, and we eat this with a special bread that we call roti.
Okay.
And rice. Rice is very popular as well. Do you want to give it a try and give it a shot?
Sure.
Go ahead. Just watch your fingers.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh no. Gotta commit more.
It's a little bit, watch this finger here.
There we go.
There we go.
Tiny little
Pretty good, very good.
Thank you. Is it still only something you eat on special occasions?
No, now it's once a week. My kids love it, so I cook it all the time, once a week, twice a week sometimes. My daughter comes over, my grandkids come over, and they eat it. So now I'm going to go wash my hands, and then we'll get started with the rice. rice and the curry.
All right, let's go wash our hands.
Thank you. So we're all washed up and now we're ready to do the rice. Once our water comes to a boil in the pot, then we'll put that in, add some salt, and let that go for about half an hour.
Okay, and why is the rice soaking right now?
Well, usually you have to wash it. And if you wash it, then if you don't keep some water in there, it becomes very dry and kind of stick together. So I just keep some water to keep it loose. So when I put it in the pot, it doesn't come out as one big
clump.
one big clump. Yeah. I think water should be boiling now. So we're gonna put the rice in. We'll add a little bit of salt.
Perfect.
We'll give that a stir and let her go.
And the salt's in there just to season the rice, right?
That's right, yeah. And we'll just keep that kind of half open.
Okay.
So it's not gonna boil over, and we'll let that go for about half an hour.
Wonderful.
Now the next thing we'll do is we'll get the curry started, and we'll start with the first ingredient. So we'll give that a few seconds to warm up, and then we'll add some oil, and then as the oil gets hot, we'll start adding some onions and different things.
Awesome.
So I think we're ready to put the onions in.
Perfect.
And you can hear that sizzle.
Yeah. So you want to wait until the oil's about that hot, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Now you don't want it to be too hot because then everything gets smoky and burnt.
Right.
You want that to have a nice little fry as it goes on. Just to kind of sweat it a bit. I don't want to put the fresh onions in. I need to cook the onions a little bit first.
Okay.
Then I'll add the spices.
So what are we looking for in the onions? Just getting them hot is enough, or do they have to?
As they start to get brown, not really caramelized,
Okay.
but as they get start to look brownish on the inside, that's when we'll be ready to add the spices.
Okay.
So we're going to add some water.
You can already smell
it. Once I add that in, then you're going to smell that fragrance.
That's my favorite part about curry, is just how much it fills the room.
Yeah. So we're going to pour this in now. And you hear that nice sizzle?
Yeah.
There we go. Give that a stir.
Oh yeah, that
You can really
smells.
smell that aroma now.
Yeah.
If you want to grab the tomato paste, and I'll let you do that.
Perfect.
You want to put maybe 2 teaspoons of that for now?
Perfect.
One. And maybe just a touch more. There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
So that's going to thicken up the whole mixture here. So here we're going to go now and drop the garlic in. And then we'll be ready to add the chicken right after that.
Okay.
And the potatoes.
Here, I can stir that if you want.
Yep, go ahead. Got a good bunch of garlic. So now we're going to add the chicken.
Perfect.
Use a spoon. And when the chicken goes in, we'll let that kind of saute with the spices to soak it in.
Okay.
And then we'll add the potatoes right after that.
Okay. I always put my potatoes in first because I want them to cook up, but you want them a little more?
Yeah, because the chicken, I find the chicken and the potato take about the same time.
Okay.
So if I put the potato too late, then your chicken becomes overcooked. So you kind of balance the cooking time. So we're going to put the potatoes in now.
Okay. Can I grab some in too?
Yeah. If you want to grab maybe a couple handfuls. There we go. Maybe a couple.
Another one? Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So we'll let that kind of
You can
mixed
see
in
the
with
color of
spices.
these potatoes.
Oh yeah. So this is the green onions, and we'll add that into the mix now and let that all saute into there. I think that's all our ingredients now. We'll just let that cook slowly. We'll add a bit of water to give it some gravy, and that should be, it should take roughly about 25 minutes. We'll lower the heat a little bit after,
Okay.
and then we'll let that all cook. having chicken curry or beef curry or lamb curry. In my home, I think we try to make every meal a special meal. So I think in my circle, it's growing. Not just Guyanese friends, but I have Canadian friends who are now cooking it in their homes. That's amazing. I love that. That's something I love doing. I love cooking and I love sharing food. And when somebody appreciates my food, that's the best feeling. It's amazing.
This looks amazing. We've plated up a couple of extra plates because I believe we've got someone coming over to eat this with us, right?
Yeah, my daughter and my granddaughter.
Your daughter and your granddaughter. Well, let's get them on here.
Amira and Maya.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Hi.
Hi. All right, are you guys ready to eat?
Yeah.
All right.
Time to dig in.
I can't wait.
Hope it tastes good.
Oh,
Wanna
I'm
try
sure.
some? How does it taste? Tastes good? Yeah.
But I'm happy how it turned out.
Yeah? It's really good.
I'm glad you guys like it.
Cooking with Fizal was not only a feast for the senses, it also made me think of how food can become a bridge from the past and to the future. One day, he hopes his granddaughter will bring a new generation of friends together to enjoy great food, time well spent, and give thanks for all of the good things in our lives.